Vice President Harris stopping for a photo op with CBP officials while visiting an Arizona border town yesterday in an attempt to rebrand her record on illegal immigration. Meanwhile, the true impact of the crisis looms large as border agents warn that children as young as 8 are being drugged and trafficked into our country by smugglers posing as their parents. Allie Hopper is a public speaker on global human trafficking and homeland security at Sadolsky Enterprises, and she joins us now. Allie, let's just quick talk about the two cases that have been hitting the news. These young children, as young as 8 years old, they're in a car. They look like they're sleeping, but they were drugged, and the people that were with them were not their parents. What do we know?
So in many of those situations, these Border Patrol agents, and we have firsthand knowledge of speaking with these agents, they have not received the training to be able to even identify when these circumstances come about. They are told to receive and reset. They receive the child, push it forward, and then reset to receive the next, group of people coming over.
It's unbelievable. Our government, as we've been talking about earlier on this show, has lost 320,000 that we know of children. 320,000, mostly Latino kids from Latin America. They've lost them. They have no DNA testing. They go off to these homes. There's no checks. Correct? Am I right about that, Allie? We're not checking on whether they're going to school, whether they're fed, how these people, many of whom aren't their parents, are caring for them.
Exactly. And actually, my research partner, Dr. Jared Sadolsky, testified at Senator Grassley's roundtable. And, there's numerous situations of these children being handed over. One of his counterparts, or a friend that he knew, was charged or tasked with the checking on the well-being of 25 children, was only able to identify or locate 2. They said that the rest of them either never showed up or they were taken away by other people once they arrived.
What are the chances, or what sort of percentage can you even speculate about how many of them have fallen into sex trafficking, which we know is a growing problem in our country?
I wouldn't even begin to be able to guess that situation, because it's sex trafficking, it's labor trafficking. You're not checking the backgrounds of these sponsors. They could be, there was a case of an MS-13 member. There's cases of known pedophiles. When you're not doing background checks, you have no idea who you are handing these children over to. And we are putting them at significant risk to where the states can't even intervene and check on the well-being of these children.
Yeah, and many of these children, Allie, am I correct, are basically like indentured servants to the cartels because their families paid for them to come over with the cartels alone. God knows why. There's no excuse for that. There's no amount of poverty that would justify giving a 5-year-old over to a cartel member. But then they're indebted to pay off the cartels, correct?
Correct. And many of these children are being forced into labor situations or whatever means that they can to pay off their debts, whether it's labor, whether it's sex. And those are the primary 2 that children are being utilized for. But it's really unfortunate that they are coming here and we're putting them in these situations. And many of them are actually begging to go back to their home countries, and we're not sending them back.
Yeah. No, we're pushing them through, as Javier Becerra said. We're not pushing them through fast enough. He actually referred to these children as if they were a Ford factory and they were widgets that weren't getting processed quick enough for the political aims of this government. We are complicit as a nation in this grave evil, and people like you, Allie, are bringing this forward for us to think about, especially ahead of this important election. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I would just like to end this piece with, I'm a mother. I work full time. This is what I do because I care and because of the future of my children. But it's a call to action for any parent out there to know that this is happening to children across the country, across the world. So please pay attention to what is going on, because these children are being hurt.
Yeah, by a government who claims to care about Hispanics and Latin Americans. It's shameful. Allie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.